Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Saintspan and this is 10 things that you should know about the snow in GTA Online. Obviously the snow's been out for a few days now and we're hoping that it extends for another week or so, maybe until New Year's Day. But even if it doesn't, I think a lot of us are going to enjoy the snow. And in this video, I want to share some ways that you can have fun in the snow. So the first thing that I just find the snow to be amazing with is sledding. Sledding in GTA Online is just a blast. You get a cargo bob, you get a vehicle, and then you just drop it above Mount Chiliad. It's so freaking awesome. And the best vehicle to do that in, obviously, is the Stromberg. And you have to also go water mode with the Stromberg. So there's no control, nothing. You're literally just you're being taken wherever the game takes you. It does take some time to sort of get used to it. You're going to have to, if you're being dropped from a cargo bob or something, you're going to have to get angled before you actually hit it to get maximum speed. But the few times you get maximum speed and you hit the ramps or the hills at the right angle and you don't hit a tree or a rock going down, it's just a blast. It's so much fun to see how far you could actually make it down the mountain without any help. So by far, sledding is one of my favorite things to do in the snow. And I guess you could take it a step further if you want to be even more riskier and use the Blazer Aqua. It does the exact same thing as the Stromberg. I believe you actually can somewhat control at least left or right with the Blazer Aqua with the wheels up. But obviously, if you hit something, you may go flying off. But yeah, sledding is by far one of the coolest things you can do in the snow. Now, for people who don't like the snow, because let's face it, there are a decent amount of people out there who always complain, oh God, snow's here. I hate this, can't ever freaking drive. People always run into me, can't do any cell missions or anything. And you can't do most cell missions because like they might require certain specific vehicles. But at least for driving around, the Deluxo is hands down the best. And that's because you're not actually on the ground. I mean, technically, I guess this could just apply to like any flying vehicle, even the Mark II Oppressor. But the Deluxo is cool because if you want to actually just be on the ground without having to deal with the snow, I mean, that's literally what this thing was made for. It's made for hovering. So if you want to have a good time with your friends, but you don't like the snow, the Deluxo is probably the vehicle you want to choose. But one thing I do just want to mention regarding those cell missions, the Up and Atomizer, the ray gun, is your best friend in those missions. Because if you do end up flipping your car or your van or one of the delivery trucks and it ends up in a precarious situation, use that Up and Atomizer, get it back on its feet, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you're not as anti-snow as some people, but you still want to be able to like control your vehicle, well, the Comet Safari is hands down one of, if not the best snow vehicle in the game. Like, this is the reason I love snow in GTA Online, because it lets you use vehicles you don't normally use, and the Comet Safari is one of them. This thing just has incredible grip and traction even in the snow. I mean, you can see in the gameplay we're driving around here like there's no snow even on the ground. So if you want a good car, a fast car that can get you around, do everything you want it or need it to do without having to worry about the snow effects, then the Comet Safari. I mean, yeah, you do still drift occasionally and stuff, so it's not like the Deluxo where you don't experience the snow at all, but you experience the snow on a lesser scale, I guess I should say. So that's why the Comet Safari is one of the top tiers cars for snow. On the complete other side of the spectrum, if you just want to go crazy, you don't want any traction, you just want to slide around everywhere, well, the Mamba, the sports classic car, is the vehicle you want to choose. The Mamba, this vehicle has absolutely no traction regularly, and it's even more amplified in the snow. If you want to drift or attempt to drift, it's very hard to, because you're usually going to be spinning out of control with this vehicle. But if you want to try to do that, then the Mamba might be the vehicle that you want to bust out in the snow. Again, it's not for everyone. It's for the people who just want to experience all of the side effects of the snow, including the loss of traction, to their fullest. Then that's the vehicle you want. If you want a lesser extent of that, one of my favorite vehicles is the Pagani. The Pagani is actually a fantastic little vehicle to sort of drift around in during the snow. And there's a couple of other vehicles. I'm sure, like, if you guys want to comment any ideas or thoughts in the comment section down below, please do. But the Pagani is one of my favorites for drifting it around, especially up in like the Vinewood Hills area where you have all those like tight corners and turns and stuff. Just a lot of fun to go drifting and sliding around. And for whatever reason, the Pagani just, it works really well. As for like off-roading and stuff, if you want to do some of that, I actually found the one of the new trucks, the Everon, actually, the Karen Everon. It's actually a pretty good little vehicle for going off-road. I'm sure, yeah, you can use the Camacho or maybe even the Helion or some of the other off-road vehicles or SUV vehicles. But honestly, the Everon was pretty cool. So if you want to use one of the new vehicles that just came out, you want to get some use out of it, bust it out there in the snow, go up to Sandy Shores, Mount Chiliad area, and use it to its potential and see what you can get up to. Now, some non-vehicle stuff that you might want to know regarding the snow. This one doesn't necessarily have to do with the snow, but it has to do with the new Christmas decorations. So inside of your casino, obviously there's a bunch of different decorations you can place, but Rockstar actually have given us some free Christmas ones. But they didn't really say how to get them. The way you actually can see them and use them is by going into the interaction menu, hitting the decorations option, and then going to the bottom. You'll see there's 3 for this main area. We have the tree, the, I guess, regular or the light tree, and then you have the wine bottles tree. And I didn't check if there's any other Christmas decorations in any of the other rooms, but if you were curious, you may just want to check those out. Another super fun thing to do in the snow is to fly, either at nighttime or just during the day. What's funny is you would think at nighttime you wouldn't have as much visibility, but you almost kind of do, because it seems like the fog sort of goes away, at least up in the north at nighttime. But during the day you have a lot of fog, and it's kind of cool to experience flying around, especially in first person, and sort of not knowing and not being able to see very good where you're going. You have to actually use sort of the instruments in the cockpit to make sure you don't crash. And it is just kind of cool to have that unknown aspect of GTA. I mean, obviously most of us have been playing the game for the longest, so we know the map like the back of our hands. But when you're in first person in the cockpit of the plane and you can't see if you're going up or down or sideways, whatever, like, things get pretty exciting. You get pretty, it's a pretty cool feeling to sort of experience that. And especially if you're with your friends, you know, maybe follow the leader could be played or something like that, and you know, whoever dies, obviously they lose. You can make up some really cool games, and again, that's why I just love the snow, all these possibilities. And then the final thing, I'm sure everyone by now knows this, but if you're a new player, maybe you don't. If you head up to Paleto Bay at around 2100, you will see the Aurora Borealis, or some sort of version of the Aurora Borealis, if you look over the ocean. And I believe it only shows up for about an hour, but it's a really cool thing to see. Obviously, it's nothing too special, but yeah, you have to be sort of in this area we are in the gameplay, kind of near the sheriff station up by Paleto, but it is a pretty cool thing to check out. That is it, though, with the video. Thank you all for watching. That is 10 things that you should know about the snow in GTA Online. If you have any other things you want us to know about the snow that you think of, let us know in the comment section. But thank you all, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.